You have questions, we have answers. This is Jane Miller.
And this is Ken Miller. Welcome to our show, all about real estate with Ken and Jane. Today we have with us as our guest, Councilman Kevin McEvoy of East Brunswick Township. Councilman is also the former mayor, so I can address you as Mayor McEvoy, and also the former president of the Council of East Brunswick Township. Big welcome to our show. Councilman / mayor / how about Kevin? We say a friend.
Yeah, we'll go with the friendly Kevin.
Yeah,
sure. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be with you because of your passion for what goes on in East Brunswick.
Thank you.
This is a great platform in which many of our residents can tune in and hear the latest.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we've had a lot of the mayors on, different, elected officials, different
and the professionals, and talk about the real estate,
so we talk about
school, everything.
It's all
about life.
Right. It's about real
Community.
estate and community life because they go hand in hand, right? Where you live, people choose a place to live based on the quality of life, and
Absolutely.
so and East Brunswick is being the center of the state. It's 22 miles, about 50,000 residents. So a lot has happened, and a lot of exciting things are happening. So to start with, let's share about your journey because you're a lifelong resident and a former school history teacher. So we'd love to learn about your journey.
Coach too.
Your many different things,
Yes.
and an announcer. And we'd love to hear about your journey, as a former teacher and what got you interested in public service.
Oh. Boy, there's a lot there.
There's a lot there, so we could spend hours. So let's.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to correct. I'm not a lifetime resident.
Right.
What happened in my life was my career in 1977 brought me to a teaching position at Hammersholt Junior High School. That's what it was at that time. Mm-hmm. We had two junior highs feeding into the high school. So I got the teaching position in 77. And then I ran with that for 37 years.
Wow.
Right. It is.
But I correct you. That is a lifetime for a lot of listeners out there. It's more than a lifetime, right?
That's a good point.
They say 20 or 25 years is usually a career.
Because a lot of people.
So you've had almost two careers as a teacher. A
lot of people have the 20, 25 years. Once you get into the 30, then you've been around for a while.
Right. So that's a long.
So I was, now I'm not married. But I'm living solo in Edison because that's where I was born and raised. Mm-hmm. And I got the job in East Brunswick. And so when we did get married, we did say there's a plan here. We're going to have children. We're going to have a family. We're both working in East Brunswick. So why don't we take the smart move and move to East Brunswick? And we hooked up with a couple of realtors so that we could see what they could show us. Mm-hmm. And we settled in East Brunswick in 1985, 86-ish, at the same time that our son was born, because what we wanted to do, we wanted to make sure we had implanted in EB because of the East Brunswick schools.
Right. Yes,
we were working there, but we also wanted to live there as well.
So back then they were excellent, just as they are excellent today.
Oh, they were. It's always been.
It's always been.
So if I can go back to 77 when I start, I meat a lot of friends and fellow teachers who've been at the Hammersholt School for 10 plus years, and they're telling me stories about the East Brunswick schools, and it goes to show that it doesn't begin with Kevin McEvoy in 1977. It goes all the way back to the 60s and the late 50s when the high school was, shall we say, first built.
Wow.
We came here the same reason. When our daughter was 2.5, we moved to East Brunswick.
Yeah.
Same reason. Yeah. And today, when I go open houses, the buyer came, same reason. Same reason.
What type of history did you teach, or did you teach a variety of courses?
I taught a variety, but while at Hammersholt, the eighth graders got U.S. History 1, the ninth graders got U.S. History 2, and so I had the U.S. History 2 program, and there were three of us, teaching that, and then there were three eighth graders, and then in typical education fashion, must have been like 79, 80, maybe 81, the curriculum got changed to a civics class. And so we abandoned the true history of our country and dove into the civics. The civics was great for about a half year. Just think about all the stuff that could be taught. Yeah. So after a half year, now I'm okay. Now still have another half year to go. It's going to be hard finding material for the curriculum. And then what happened personally was because of my experience as a high school athlete and then as a college athlete, I wanted to try. I wanted to coach.
What did you play in
I ran.
Oh, you ran. What, long distance?
I ran hurdles.
Hurdles.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Oh, that's a very admirable thing to do.
I thank you.
Wow.
And on top of it, I got a full scholarship. So my father was so happy and proud of me at that point. I said, "Hey, Dad, how about the previous 4 years? You know, we're only kidding, but
That's great.
Yeah, it was great. So I have the experience at Hammersholt, but I'm coaching at the high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it became a problem for me because I'd have to get coverage for the last period because I was going up to the high school for a track meet.
Yeah.
And the kids in this class, they were being slighted because I'm leaving all the time. So I went to the athletic director, Mr. Charlie King. I don't know if you've heard that name before. Said, Mr. King, I really want to come up to the high school. And so he made some moves to bring me up, and I came up to the high school in '87.
Okay.
And so I stayed there teaching U.S. History 2. I stayed there for the rest of my career. The only addition was, come the late 80s, I was doing a lot of research. I was doing some research on the Vietnam War as a new form of high school curriculum. So I dove into that and made a presentation to the Board of Education, and as a result of that, we started teaching the quarter course on the war in 1989, and it's still there to this day.
Oh,
you would have
so
thought
you
by,
adopted,
you would have thought by now the course would have maybe changed names to current foreign policy issues, or even during the war in Afghanistan and Iraq. But anyway, I'm just filling.
Interesting, yeah, and history keeps increasing, so they have to fit more and more because as the years progress, there's more things that happen historically, like more wars, unfortunately, and more things. So the programs have to adapt.
So I was able to adapt. There's another one. I was able to adapt and move just to make sure that I could get up to the high school and be on top of what was going on. Kids could come to see me who were on the track team, or kids who were not even on the track team. But it was it was an improvement because I'm no longer teaching adolescents anymore. I'm teaching young adults.
Young adults, yeah.
That was fun too for me.
Do you have any area of history that you're most interested in? Like some people are Civil War buffs, or do you focus just?
I think the Vietnam era, because that was my era, is my true fascination.
Yeah.
However, the period of time domestically, right after World War II, because all of my uncles and my father, they all came home, and when we had our family gatherings in the early 1950s. Through the 60s, when I'm coming of age, good conversations about what these guys did during the war and then what they did once they got home. Because when they got home, living proof was my aunts and my uncles and my cousins, and that's another reason why I was fascinated with that time period.
Right. Okay.
Our daughter Maria loved history. She did she did a lot of APs, right? She did a lot of AP in history. She loves it.
Yeah.
And she.
And we have quality teachers teaching that.
And we're supposed to learn from history, right?
Oh,
otherwise,
I wish.
it doesn't. Otherwise, the same thing repeats itself. Isn't that the definition of crazy when you do the same thing and you expect the different results? And
that's why we're not going there today.
No,
we're going to keep it to right.
Nice.
So let's fast forward. So in '77, you were a teacher. Then you switched over to the high school in like the late '80s. So when did you first get involved with community? I mean, you've always been involved in community service by coaching and doing a lot of things. But when did you first get involved in political office?
So what happens is because of friendships, you meet this person, you meet that person, and I was getting, hey, Kevin, how come you're not getting more, not that they were pointing the finger of blame or anything. Why don't you get involved? Why don't you get involved? Why don't you join? Why don't you come? Hey, we could use hey, why don't you? And so I retired from teaching, and this is my reference points. Mm-hmm. I retired from teaching in 2012.
Oh, okay.
So backtrack. Now let's go back to 11, 10, 9, 2008. I'm friendly with David Stoll.
Uh-huh.
Right? And at that time, he's mayor.
Yes.
And he said, Kevin, I'd like you to consider joining the party, getting involved in some of the committees, and who knows where that can take you. okay, it sounds like a plan. The Democratic Party is my party, and it's my party because it was my father's party. And that's how I gravitated to the liberal dynamic actions of the Democratic Party in the 1990s into the new millennium. So what happened was, in terms of his guidance, he found a committee for me. So I went out. My first committee was traffic safety.
Oh, that's important.
And it's
very important.
People, and we would meet in the basement of the municipal building.
Yeah.
And then following that, I joined the party. Right. So now I'm a member of the party.
This was like around circa 2008.
2008 still.
2008. Okay.
2008, 2009.
Okay. So for like from 77, 87, 97.
Floundering.
Almost 30 years, you were just kind of being the great
Right.
teacher and
Father.
father, raising
Right.
your family.
Exactly. My son was
husband.
born in 83, so
Okay,
my
yeah.
son, the involvement. Then the next thing I know, I do run for committee man because we had the empty seats.
Sure.
Ran uncontested. That's all. That's quite frequently uncontested. And I get into represent my neighborhood, District 24, and from there, it's like, what else can I do? I'm ready to help wherever I can. So you see now you're going to meetings and an extra hand here, or you're talking about something, or we're going over here to do some campaigning. I'm helping David get reelected. I'm making phone calls. I'm knocking on doors.
Sure. You're
And so that's
being like the foot soldier.
Good foot soldier, and then
Learn a lot.
That's how you learn and get your.
And as soon as I retired from, just to put to complete this conversation.
Sure.
As soon as I retired, I ran for the Board of Ed.
Oh.
Immediately. So I'm retiring in June, and I'm on the campaign trail come. Oh, you know.
And a lot of former teachers run because who's better than.
So now I'm on the Board of Ed.
Yeah, who can?
Oh, and you got
know the
elected.
school.
So that's your first. Oh, so congrats! That was you got elected your first run. Excellent.
Right, because everybody knows Kevin McEvoy.
Yes,
in our
yes,
town.
yes.
Oh, I know
And
him.
who knows the school system better than somebody who's been in it since
30 plus
years,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So that's how I got
That
right into it.
That's a great story. We're going to take a quick break. We'll continue this right after these messages. Stay with us. Okay, welcome back. So, Mayor/Councilman McEvoy, let's continue our...
the council president and
former
slash
council-
school board member.
The school board member. You have so many hats you've worn, right? You got
for our town.
For our town.
That's great.
Yeah. But it sounds like you're really somebody who cares deeply about the community, as shown by all the involvement you've given to the town and all the service you've done.
A lot of time, because you know what you know.
Yes.
A lot of time.
Yeah.
When you throw your name into the hat and want to get involved. So
Yes.
Right, absolutely. So you were on the school board in 2012, right? That's when you got or 2011.
What happened was, so I run and I'm elected.
Elected, right?
Okay, I run for re-election 3 years later. Okay, and then immediately David Stahl leaves the town because I can use his name because he takes a job as a
judge in a municipal
Woodbridge.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
According to whatever law we're talking about, you can't hold the two positions.
Yes.
Right.
So he had to give up being mayor.
Right.
As a result of that, the party gets involved, and without naming names,
Sure.
my name is thrown to the town council for them to vote whether they want me or don't want me to take the position of mayor and run the show for the next year.
Until his term and until the re-election.
Right.
So I'm on the Board of Ed. I'm at a council meeting, but I have an idea what's going on.
Right.
But I'm there with my brother comes down, my friends come, and the council takes a vote, and I get elected by the council to be the president. And what I promised, what I sort of swore to or promised, I said that I would not seek I'll hold the fort down until the general election occurs in 16.
November. Yeah.
And that was Mayor Cohn's first campaign.
Yes,
Oh.
that was mine too.
Oh,
Okay.
And I lost.
And that seemed wow.
That's okay,
that
that's
seems like
good.
now it comes back. That seems like it was recent, but that was already back 2016, and now it seems the time. Where did all the time go? It's 10 years. That was
10 years ago.
10 years.
10 years
Wow.
ago. Yeah.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
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 So, a lot of the people, a lot of the department heads, they're still the same. Mm-hmm. We still have a very good relationship great relationship with Mayor Cohn and his office people. Mm-hmm. And then because I am on the council, I can ask for help here and ask for help there. And it's amazing how, because of the relationship I had with these people, they know what to expect from Kevin McEvoy.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
I still remember the day after election. Obviously, the emotion and the disappointment, that's natural, right? Yeah. And I woke up in the morning. I didn't go to sleep until 2, so obviously in the morning I got up. And the first phone call was from you as a mayor and thanked me for putting my name in the ring and then have the courage to try.
Well, win or lose.
But I thank you.
That's
That's
what you want. You want to encourage residents to get involved, and you got to applaud. You have to applaud people for wanting to get their interest in public service.
But I really appreciate the call because, to be honest with you, looking back, that experience is a lifetime. I would highly, highly recommend to anyone out there, please try it.
Right.
If you have something to say, don't just complaining.
Right.
Put your name in the ring, and then your voice will be heard.
Right.
Yeah.
Even you lose, I lost. So I'm, to be honest, I'm glad in a way because I learned so much. I built so much friendship. Even the opposite party. I mean, sometimes, right? My understanding for the party, we're neighbors first.
That's right.
We have a disagreement. We have agreement. Sometimes, you just have to be open-minded and talk. Whatever good. I mean, that's a lot of people, really support you because the same thing. You do what's best for the town.
Thank you.
For the people. So that's why, if anyone out there, please, if you have anything to say, you want to be public service, put your hands up.
Right.
Don't just complain. Just try it.
So 2 things come out of what Jane just said. Get involved.
Right.
Yes.
And what I'm trying to push for, get the young people involved.
Yes.
Young people, yeah.
It is so now.
Just like our daughter, she ran for the board, which I really applaud her for the courage and, like Jane
18.
said, just the wanting to get involved. And we need more young people involved.
Right. So your daughter got involved, and then as a result of that, the planning board situation.
For me, right, I have to. I mean, she's only 18.
Right.
When she lost, I thought, oh boy, it's gonna be a long recovery. No, took her less than 24 hours to get her back together.
There you go.
Because before she ran, she knew very well the good chance you not get it.
Right.
She watched her mother 9 years ago lost, so she kind of know what she get herself into.
Okay.
But she just want to give back. She got nothing to lose.
Right.
I just want to give back.
And
right.
she's giving back.
Regardless, I win or lose, I'm still giving back to school, doing whatever I can.
Right, and she still
the young people should get involved.
After she lost, she continued to be involved with the town, with the high school, the Model UN,
We Are the People.
We Are the People competition. Coaching the current high school students since she was actively involved in that when she was a senior and a junior on the competitions, helping them get ready for the nationals. And
she enjoying it. She loves it.
She loves it.
Yeah, she loves it. She just like that.
We need more.
And especially We Are the People, the history. That's what she enjoyed.
Yeah, she loved her teacher, Mr. Maudry, and then also, God bless his soul, Mr. Broadman, who passed away. She loved him, and they highly respected him. And what a true hero he is. Great teacher, and he always
inspiration for many kids.
Even when he retired, that's why he came back and he was a coach for them for Maria's year in senior year, and then so she was really very sad when he passed, and
that day
the whole town, I think it was crying that the day of the funeral.
The funeral, I mean, we couldn't even get in. There was a whole place was packed. Couldn't even get in. Yeah, the older kids came back from all over the country.
That's right.
Flew back for the funeral. Yes.
Yeah. So when you were mayor, what was it like in your experience? I know you were mayor. You were just like the interim, but you still had. It's a big responsibility for a town of the size of East Brunswick with 50,000
50,000 is a rough
whatever.
Number.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah.
That's I guess plus or minus. Yeah.
Well, the big thing is the burden.
Yeah.
You feel the responsibility of those 50,000 people on your shoulder.
Yes.
Sure.
When I pulled into the parking lot the very first day after being being anointed as mayor the previous night, I'm walking into the municipal building saying, "Oh my God."
You're the
my God.
What I got myself into.
the buck stops there.
This is everything I've taught
Yeah.
for the past 30 years plus,
Uh,
and now I'm living it
Yeah.
as the leader of the municipality. And so in we went, and the first thing I did was made my way across the foyer area where the mayor's office is, and went to Jim White, who was our business
I remember Mr.
Yeah.
White.
at that time.
Yeah.
I walked into his office, sat down. I said, I don't know what your plan is for me, but I'm going to tell you what my plan is for you.
Mm-hmm.
I need to meet with the chief of police right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right now. Because I need to know
Yeah.
what are the big things that I need. I'm a high school history teacher.
Right.
You are the chief of police.
Right.
Please tell me what I need to know. Tell me what I should
Right.
be doing.
And that's what a good leader does. You rely on the expertise of the individual.
And so many times,
your generals.
I use that line. Let's not forget everybody. Maybe I'm talking to any one of the leaders of the various departments.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a teacher. Please
Sure.
help me out here. Help me out.
You know, that show how humble you are. And, you know, I mean, you are a teacher, but you're also resident. You have the leadership in you. But you know how to lead is not to just pretending you're expert at everything.
Right.
Great leader is to get everybody expert together to provide a good solution.
And put the smartest people together in the same
Yeah.
room, and you have
That's
your,
right.
your chief of police, your emergency management coordinator, your fire chief, your traffic
These are the people
control,
who know.
Your
They know what they do.
the business relations to help the business community. You have all the different. That's why government functions. That's why everybody functions much stronger if you're collectively than you do
It's even a
individually.
company anywhere. You got to have a good leader is to get good people around you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what came out of that, feeding off of exactly what you just said, I started having meetings every Monday morning at 10 o'clock with all the department heads.
That's a great.
Okay, and there were a couple missing, including the chief of police, who, hey chief, you got to come to the meeting.
Yeah.
you got to be there.
Yeah.
Okay, and then one other thing that happened was there was so much conversation that I couldn't remember everything. So I brought the personal secretary, Tracy.
Yes,
Okay.
I know.
And she's still.
I brought her into the meeting
Yeah.
so she could take notes on everything that was being said,
Yeah.
so that we could all reference back to the notes
Yeah.
or the minutes from
Yeah.
the meeting.
Yeah.
Even though it was a confidential note put on.
Ultimately, you're the mayor, so the buck stops with you. But at least you want to you want to get the information from all the leaders, from all your leaders, appointees, and get so you can make an intelligent, informed decision.
Yes.
And that's what we did for a year.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things happening, right? I mean, besides the population, you've got Route 18. You've got a lot of passengers, people passing through the town every day.
Right.
So there's a lot of things that a lot to monitor.
A lot of activity going on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
So let's talk about what's going on right now. What do you see? What has changed from, let's say, from the late '80s to now in terms of the town? In your opinion, of
Right.
course. What?
I think because I have the elected position of being involved in the governance of the community, the emphasis that I have is on what's going on now, and what we need to see happen in the next election cycle, or maybe even before that, if possible, a completion or a finishing to all of our new apartment dwellings.
Mm-hmm.
We have. Three major projects going up with a lot of apartment. I'm just using a general term.
Right.
Apartments for all these open spaces. We need that finished, so that we can say, okay, now we can move on to whatever our next project is. And I don't know what that project is per se.
Right. We can talk about the
the
mall a little bit because that's on the
the
table
mall-
for redevelopment. That's public. I mean, that's a future.
With regard to the people who are watching, the mall is next.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're going to hopefully see some plans from the people who own the property soon, so that we
Right.
get an idea
Right.
of where which direction we're going.
Right, because as I think the mayor explained, it's up to the owners to come forward with a redevelopment proposal for how what they want to do with the interior section of the mall, and then it's up to the planning board, I guess, and the council to ultimately approve it.
Right.
But then they would be tasked with the development of it.
So let's not to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Let's get that done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's get that moving.
'cause that's so
so
much-
that we can then move on to exactly the Macy end
And the
Penny's
Penny end, but the middle end
where
is-
do you want to go with this now?
Right.
See what's happened so far.
And as I understand it, there's 3 different owners, right?
Yes.
Somebody owns the Macy's was sold separately to somebody. The main section is owned by Paramount and Edgewood, and then the J.C. Penney is owned, I think, by
Someone
J.C.
else.
Penny or somebody else. Yeah.
Right.
So they all have to work. Yeah. So but
They're going to have to find a way to
find a-
work together as well.
right. That's yeah. So the township has faced a lot of challenges. Can you want to share in the last 2 minutes anything that you're proud of in the last 40 years that you've seen the township
Well,
accomplish?
the one thing we didn't talk about, and it's really not part of my agenda, is the school system.
Yeah.
Right.
The
that's
one
something-
thing the one thing that has remained consistent.
that's something to be highly proud of. It's been blue ribbon.
And so to have a board of education that's focused, to have a superintendent that's super focused, and have them working together, and then knowing that however we can help you, maybe it's a shared service to lend you some money, maybe it's a project we can work together on technology, but it is the school system.
Yeah.
Yes,
And the
I
pride in the
totally agree.
graduates, and they're well represented by the different Ivy League colleges and all highly. We always produce a high, and I think it's 90 or 95% of the students go on to college.
Okay.
So it's a high, yeah.
And it's also has a lot to do with the value of your home. And people know that. People are not like Kevin McEvoy. I'm not selling. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to continue to live in East Brunswick. I would sort of like to know what the value of my home is, but I'm not.
right.
We're not putting a for sale sign up.
Yeah.
You know.
Sorry, Jane, you got on.
But that's good,
That's
though.
great.
I mean,
we want residents to stay and be
Yes.
part of the community, and and at any age, whether you're young, middle age, older, anybody, it's never too late to be involved. You can
Right.
be like you waited till you were retired from being the teacher to pursue the public elected officials, which is great. But that's encouraging for everybody out there to get
Right.
involved.
So
Yeah.
we left out schools. And then let me just throw one more thing into the school mix. The safety and security
Yes.
that's taking place in the school so that the children know that they feel that they're comfortable, the teachers know, the administration in the building, and then the superintendent. Everybody's on the same page with regard to ensuring
Yes.
that everything is okay and everything is safe. And then the parents at home or the parents at work.
And we were the first town, I think, that implemented the police in this, or one of the first.
One of the first.
That we took that initiative after this unfortunate Sandy Hook was an incident that happened.
But you can go back to Columbine.
and
then you can go to 9/11.
Yeah.
And that begins to change things. We're not just doing fire drills anymore.
Right.
We're doing
It's the real
lockdowns.
lockdowns
and these other activities.
Yeah, the world is definitely
all with regard to safety.
Safety is
Yes,
primary. Well, we're out of time, but we want to thank you so much, Councilman and former Mayor Kevin McEvoy of East Brunswick, for being our special guest today. Hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
And thank you.